Okay, thank you for coming. I'll just give you your pens. I'll be giving you a workbook that you'll need to fill out as we go along.
Thank you. Hello.
Oh, this is your one? Okay. You're like, well, oh no, you mustn't even do that. Wait, what's that?
Thank you. Okay. And I'll need you all to sign the attendance register as well. So just first name, surname, phone number, signature, please. Be great. Any troubles parking or?
No, it was 2 hours. I was lucky to get it.
Oh, good.
I got a big team.
You come here every day.
You didn't need to park?
Yeah.
You got to walk.
Still come past this.
That's good.
I thought the tram stopped just outside though.
So no one needs to duck out and put money in the meter or anything like that halfway through?
Oh, right.
Yeah, awesome.
But are we going to have a break in between?
This one's just a half-hour one,
Oh.
so we won't do the break, but if you do need to, just let me know and do that. But I'll go through that in a moment.
Hold up.
Thank you very much. Okay, so for this half-hour presentation, we're just going to be covering different types of signs that you might encounter in the construction industry or workplace industry, and just different PPE, which is personal protective equipment. My name is Claire Smith. Hello. Emergency procedures, so we've got exit here in case of emergency, and there is one at the back as well. If you need to go to the bathroom, let me know. I don't want to clean up your mess. Lunch and breaks, it is only a half-hour session, so there's no formal breaks, but if you do need one, let me know, we'll organise it. Please turn your mobile phones off or on silent, because if it does ring, I get to answer it. And please no smoking before or after. Types of signs. So there's 4 basic categories of signs that you might encounter in the industry. There are regulatory, which cover prohibition, mandatory, limitations or restriction signs. And we will have a look at pictures of each of those and examples of each in a moment. Next we have emergency signs, which are basic emergency information. We have fire signs and hazard signs, which are both danger and warning signs. And I'm pointing at the screen instead of the laptop. Okay, so with regulatory, it's generally a white background with a red circle and line through it. Contains a black image. Some examples are up now. So you've got no smoking, no fire, basically all the no signs for the prohibition. We've got white background with a blue circle with a white image. So these are mandatory things. So you must wear work boots in this area or anything like that. White circle with a white with the red circle around the black image or number. It generally is a limitation or restriction sign. So we have a few there, 30 feet max, etc. Emergency information is a green colour sign with a white image. So some examples are up there. Emergency eye washing, emergency stop, anything like that.
Well, why is that green not red?
Actually, the emergency ones are green because it's the last colour you see before you pass out, which is why they have green emergency instead of red. So it's an interesting one. The fire information is red, however. So red in colour containing a white image. So there's a few different variations you might see come up. And there's two types of hazard ones. We have the black and white with the red oval, usually with the word danger in front. And also the yellow with the black image, which is more warning. So there's a few examples of that coming up as well. Now, we get to test what you've learned. So I'll need you to close your books because the answers are in there. And make sure you put your name and the date on top of this. It'll be handed back to me. And we'll just do the first one together to give you an example.
What's the date today?
It is the 17th of May, 2016. Okay, so basically all we're going to do is tick what type of sign it is, where this one is regulatory, and write down what you think the sign means. Okay, so I'll give you 10 minutes to fill out both sides. And time starts now. Were there any questions on that?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. Thank you. You explained it quite easily.
Already finished, you can check your answers in the book and we'll actually go through them together. So please don't change them once you've written them in. I'm watching.
Not reading.
which did I win anything if I got all the right?
Did you get your name right on the front?
Satisfaction.
The very last question is do not answer any of the joking.
Satisfaction of knowing that you've done well.
It's competent and not incompetent, isn't it?
That's now I'm feeling it's coming.
Nice. If everyone's finished, I
Do
might
you need
just,
extra time? 10 minutes.
Double check my answers.
Yeah, don't you?
You have to be able to read my writing.
Yeah, you
As
have-
long as you can read your writing, because we'll actually be going through it together.
If you can't read, then you don't get the answer. Correct.
No, no failing, it's not yet competent.
Not yet competent. Okay. Everyone
You
else
all good?
finished? Yeah.
Is that too painful?
That's good.
Good. Alright, so first one, what did we get for this? Anyone?
Hearing protection.
Hearing protection.
You gave us this one.
I did, this is the example one, so you better have all got it right. You got it wrong, there's something really wrong. So, alright, next one.
For hazard,
Hazard?
poisonous or toxic.
Yep, well done. Give that one a go?
I go to John Jake Long excavate.
Yep. Don't dig this area, well done.
I'm good at that.
Put that one as a hazard that
I've been
forklifts
practicing.
operate in this area.
Yep, please, well done.
Don't know.
Emergency exit.
Yep, well
Yeah.
done. Not the entrance? Alright.
Use fire blanket.
I have one of those at home
Why do you have one at home?
because my wife tries to cook. I need it.
Well, if you're doing your job, she would have to.
No, you don't know.
So can that go under two, regulatory and fire info, or just like the fire blanket?
Yep. Yeah, it is. Some of them do seem to come under two, don't they? So, what type of sign do you think this one is?
The emergency info sign. And when the eye washes,
Yep. So when might you want to use an eye wash?
get chemical in your eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Chemicals in your eyes and things like that. It's
Smarty
great.
It's to me at school.
pants. Fire extinguisher.
Well done.
Good, right, huh?
Wear hard hats.
Safety hats.
So what type of sign?
Regulatory.
Regulatory. Well done.
Regulatory again.
Yeah.
Wear shoes.
Safety boots to be worn. Oh,
Specifically safety boots. Hazard. Find space. It's already labelled.
Don't smoke.
I know this
You
one.
smoke.
Regulatory.
No one's smoke.
Worst thing to see on your smoke break.
Or don't smoke weed.
Don't smoke.
Just don't light them.
Put us in the pepper joint.
You seem to both.
Alright.
Collect these back.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. Everyone's put their name on. Thank you much.
You can do it right. You know.
I
Give
can't.
name.
You'll put your
check it.
own names on there. Thank you. Alright. So is everyone clear on types of signs that you might encounter in the industry?
Yes.
Any questions on that?
I haven't got any.
Beautiful.
I've learned that green signs.
I'm really happy I know that actually. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Last
For
colour you
emergencies.
see.
Like, I would never have thought of that.
No, it's a good one, isn't
But
it?
you wouldn't want to be the one to test it though, would
Oh
you?
God, no, definitely not. No way.
So that you're crawling towards the green. Any green will do. Alright, so we're moving on to personal protective equipment. So, what is PPE? I've just said it.
Protective equipment.
Protective personal equipment, well done. Okay, so any safety equipment workers wear to prevent injury in the workplace. So when do we use it? Would you use it walking into an office job?
On site mainly.
Yeah, usually construction sites or anything where anything dangerous, any hazards could occur. So PPE is the last line of defence against potential hazards. You've got other engineering and administrative controls that you generally try first, such as signs or eliminating the hazard or isolating the hazard, which are our hierarchy of controls. So first we try to eliminate, then we try to substitute, try to isolate the hazard, engineering controls, so equipment, admin controls, signs or anything, and then very last we have the personal protective equipment. Like hard hats, boots, gloves, anything like that, where you're going to be in a dangerous situation and you do need them. Okay, so head protection. We have eye protection, so goggles, glasses, hearing protection, the hearing, respiratory, hand protection, so different types of gloves and different grades of gloves, full body protection and feet protection, and we'll actually go into each of these in a little bit more detail. So head protection. Hard hats are used to protect the heads from falling or flying objects. Now, there's different classes of hard hats. You can have electrical one, well they're actually in classes, so class E offers protection, doesn't make you immune to about 20,000 volts of electricity. Class G is 2,200 and C has no electrical rating at all. They also have a stamp on them, as you can see here, which shows the expiry date. So if you want to have a look, you can actually see the year, month and date stamp on there if you want to pass it around and have a look.
Is my date?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is it?
So it's about 3 years. So the life of the helmet is 3 years when you purchase it. Obviously, if you hit your head or if you have to use it at any point, you need to replace it straight away, even if there's no physical damage to the hat, because it does affect the integrity of the helmet. You also don't want to drill holes in it to modify it or anything like that, because it'll also weaken.
I heard you can't put stickers on them as well. True.
Actually, that is true. It can degrade the coating. And once again, you just want to be as safe as possible when you're in these situations.
And are they all white? Or are they different colours?
Yeah, you can have different colours, mostly for visibility. Different grades, you might have some different colours just in the workplace to show, so it's easy to see. You don't have to be there standing there reading, what grade helmet it is, everything like that. So good question.
I heard that, is it true that red ones are for firewardens, chief firewardens?
They generally do. The red ones are actually reserved for that.
And I think yellow ones were for deputy firewardens. Is that right?
That's also correct. Well done. You've obviously been on site with these things before.
I had.
You have?
I've been fire warden before.
Have you?
Fireward.
Because you know how they need to have for every building. So one company, this is, you have to, they pick one person and one
Each floor.
deputy for each building.
Did you ever have to carry out your duties?
Well, yes, we had the fire alarm going on, and so we had
Did you
to
start
kind of
that fire?
lead everyone out.
Bit of pyromania coming in.
Not to use the elevators and stuff.
Yep. Okay, eye protection. Often used when using lasers or heat or tools that have light coming off them, particles. chemical handling. You can actually get prescription ones if you've got bad eyesight, especially made for you.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So,
So if people wear glasses, they can go and get one to get the prescription.
absolutely. So if you're using it all the time, to a place of work, normal everyday thing, absolutely get prescription ones. It's safer than having glasses behind your goggles and creating all these layers and light reflections, etc. Chemical goggles you can get, they're actually stronger than the normal type of goggles, splash resistant and they're particle resistant as well. And there's special laser and welding goggles which are also reinforced. Specific for those goggles. Have some glasses.
And which one would this be for welding or just?
That would just be for dust. Those ones are pretty basic ones. Dust.
They look good, yellow.
Yes.
Like ski glasses.
So the black ones here would be for the welding, would it, or?
Yeah, they're the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help reflect the
That was
light.
definitely flash arms.
You know that
That was
like
welding. That was
this is
definitely flash arms.
the different the similar one.
That's such a good idea for the prescription books. I never knew that.
Yeah, I suppose they would have to, especially for a welder, wouldn't they? Because if people wear subscription.
Absolutely, be focusing a lot on the one
They
thing all
look
the
like someone
time.
with this
Carpal
picture.
tunnel. And obviously there's the whole fashion aspect.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Of different types of glasses.
Most important.
You know, the yellow one, I'm sure you get away with walking down the street with these. Or,
Yeah.
If you go to a rave, you could definitely get away with those.
oh, absolutely. Get away with a lot. Alright, hearing protection. So most often used in mechanical rooms, shops, construction sites, anywhere where there's power tools or machinery operating really. So they are needed when the average noise reaches about 90 decibels, although they must be made available at 85. So some examples of different decibels activities. So a whisper is about 30 decibels, right up to, you know, the precision drill, which is 119. Does anyone know what decibel a crying baby would be?
Of what?
Eye.
Of what?
A
Crying
crying baby.
It's got to be quite hard. It's got to wake you up, I
Yeah,
suppose.
probably like 80, 90 or something like that.
Over 100.
Yeah, it was 115.
Wow.
This is loud
So
as a drill.
it's yeah, it's higher than a hammer drill, but not quite as the precision drill.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That makes so much sense.
And females are actually more attuned to the higher pitch sound to be able to hear the baby more, so
Oh.
it affects us even worse.
There you go.
And yeah.
So when we have babies, we should get
Pardon?
some of this
Oh.
protection.
What'd you say?
When's yours due?
Oh, shut up.
About the same time as yours, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm having twins.
What did you lose some?
Chips.
Moving on.
Push too much.
Okay, respiratory protection. So required when work presents inhalation hazard. So toxic chemicals or debris, asbestos. Here's a very basic one. You can get full breathing masks. Yeah, just dust particles really going in and out. If anyone wanted to see. There's quite a few different types on the screen. This is the one that's hanging around at the moment. Obviously the full breathing, cycle air, new air.
Asbestos is pretty severe. What one would they use? The big one, full face one for that one?
Asbestos would be the big full face one. Obviously with asbestos you don't feel the effects straight away. It's much further down the track that you actually get sick from it. So you've got to take all precautions you possibly can with that one, because obviously it's severe, it will kill you. So it's quite a severe one. So yes, the full face.
And that's the white one?
The large
Blue one.
blue one.
So do your work have to provide that to you, or is it something that you have to get on
If
your
you're
own time?
working with asbestos, work had better be providing it for you. And there's more regulatory things around asbestos removal, etc. as well anyway. Okay, hand protection. So gloves protects against chemical or radiation agents, also sharp objects, burns, electrical work. Gloves can be voltage rated, so you have different types of gloves depending on what you're doing. So electricians would have different gloves to say a gardener. There's two here. I think these would be leather gloves, which is just this one here. You can also, if you're allergic to latex, you might go for the leather as well. So there's different.
Those are the sorts of ones they use at home for gardening, actually.
Are they?
Garden lawns, yeah.
So they'll more likely be for sharp objects rather than electricity
Ones they use for
resistant.
wrestling.
Alright, so yeah, rubber, nitrile, cotton, wire mesh, Kevlar, welding gloves, leather, anti-vibration. There's a lot of different ones, just depending on the job you're trying to do. You need protection from full body protection, personal protective equipment. So if you're working with lots of chemicals or radiation, is a good time that you might need a full body suit to protect yourself. But they're not just the full body suits for body protection, even aprons or overalls, coveralls, you know, protect the body from, depending on the task at hand. Just be appropriate. Even harnesses can be a type of full body PPE. Foot protection, you can get, so if you're in a situation where you might have hazards, you might step on nails or have heavy things drop on your feet, you might need steel cut boots. You can also get boots that will conduct electricity to help against electric shocks, which will actually have EH on the tongues here and for the electrical current, and you can get chemical resistant footwear if you're working around chemicals.
Do you have to have the steel cap ones if you're on a work site?
If you're on a work site, you do need it is a general requirement to have the steel cap work boots, just a precautionary thing. Once again, the PPE, you would have signs and everything, other protective measures as well. Generally have the PPE with that protection. So now, obviously you need to maintain your personal protective equipment. It's very important. So always use the right personal protective equipment for the job. You know, you have steel cap boots, but they may not be appropriate in an office job.
Or a kitchen?
Or a kitchen, that's right. You'd need the anti-slip boots for the kitchen and the steel cap for the construction site. So always use the right one for the job, otherwise it doesn't work. Always inspect the equipment for damage beforehand. Always check for cracks, for fading, for holes, for alterations that job log did thinking that it was going to be better, but it's actually affected the integrity of the equipment. And replace it whenever possible. If it's not your responsibility to replace it, tell your manager, tell whoever is responsible that it needs replacing. It is very important. Your safety is the most important thing when you're on a work site. Okay, single-use items such as single-use gloves or single-use earplugs, do only use them once. Throw them out afterwards so they're not reused by the next person that comes along thinking that they're new. It's for your protection. And do clean it after use. You don't want to be picking up someone else's grubby, hard hat, you know, it's yucky and they might just throw it away, you know, just, you need to wear it, keep it clean, respect the equipment. And replace defective equipment. Always follow the rules set out by your establishment. They might have different policies in place, so be aware of them. They have different procedures.
Do they go by Australian standards or PPE?
Actually, all the basic PPE, the hard hats, the boots, everything like that are actually regulated by Australian and New Zealand standards. So you can't just use anything and say, oh, I'm protected now. There are are standards and you have to abide by them on the workplace.
If you buy one from like Big W, it's probably not going to be as good as like probably what it should be or something.
Probably not. If you buy one at the toy shop, definitely not. Hard hat. They may have some Big W, I'm not sure. But that's why you've got things like the stamps on the helmets that I showed you, and the gloves, you've got a tag on the inside which gives you a bit more information about the type of glove and what you can use for it. Okay, so we trust that you have a greater understanding of signs, types of signs and personal protective equipment and what they're used for. We hope you've enjoyed this short presentation, and if you can fill out a feedback form, that would be really great.
Very cool.
Were there any more questions?
No, you
For
can't do it.
anything covered?
Have you got a feedback form for me?
I do. Thank you. And you can keep these anonymous if you like. Although I may track you down anyway.
Yeah.
Do the handwriting analysis.
Got our phone number.
I knew you did.
Oh, so how about getting all the perfect perfect score for you?
Rubbing it in.
For some reason, yeah, the first one perfect.
I like that. Pass.
Put these back.
That would be great.
You don't have to put our name on it.
No.
I guess not. So she doesn't see our handwriting.
Yes, so I've got two handwriting books.
All right.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyable.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.